Hi, my name is Vidar and I am the Bank Impact Investigator. My report focuses on how access to banking service has affected employment in two keys US industry between 2018 and 2025, steel and technology. This research is based on government data, case studies, and industry testimonials. Let's start with the steel industry in Pennsylvania and Ohio. After 2018, this region saw a wave of bank closure and a reduced loan access. For example, small metal fabricators had a 25% increase in loan reaction from 2019 to 2021. This lack of credit led to an 18% drop in employment in areas with limited bank access. One plant manager in Ohio said they had to lay off 30% of the workforce after losing access to credit, and to respond, the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland launched a community lending program in 2022. And now looks at the tech industry in places like Silicon Valley and Austin, Texas. This area had the opposite experience. High banking density, lots of access to capital and startup growth. In fact, the tech startup grown by 45% areas with more than 8 banks per 10,000 residents. Job in fintech and the AI increased by 35% thanks to easy access to funding. A founder from Austin said being near 5 banks helped them hire 20 engineers in just 1 quarter. The Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas supported the growth by expanding tech lending program in 2024. And to takeaway and policy recommendation, I take away more bank, more jobs, especially in tech industry. However, banks lay off and slow growing in traditional sector. And I would say the recommendation is expand to community banking industrial zones, public-private lending to aid small business, mobile banking in rural regions. So now let's take a closer look at how reduced banking access has impacted the steel and manufacturing sector, especially in Wisconsin. Since 2018, rural areas in the state have faced significant challenges due to declining community banks. This has made it hard for small manufacturers to access the loan they need to sustain operation and retain workers. According to FDIC data, limited loans availability has contributed to job losses, especially in content with scarce banking service. This barrier of labor statistics also notes as a slow recovery in employment in these regions. To address this, the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago, which serves southern Wisconsin, and Minneapolis Federation, which serves the north, have roles and target community lending and development initiatives aimed to restoring credit access to sustainable employment. The steel sector in capital intensive, meaning access to credit is critical for surviving during the downturn. A clear example is during COVID-19 crisis when US Steel drew 800 million from credit line to keep the operating running and avoid layoff. CIO David Burritt stated that our liquidity action helped preserve the business and our workforce. In contrast, firms without finance and options were forced to shut down or idle operations. We also saw strategic acquisitions by Cleveland Cliffs, backed by financing which helped preserve jobs at AK Steel and ArcelorMittal. According to United Steelworkers Union, many of these jobs were saved and in some cases expanded, thanks to strong banking relationships. Overall, employment in the steel industry dipped during the pandemic, but rebounded by 2025, especially among firms with reliable banking support.